Hi yoga friends, and welcome back to Harmony Yoga. I am here today to talk to you about what really happens when we come onto our yoga mat. So if you've been doing yoga with me for just a little bit, or you've been doing yoga for a long time, open yourselves up to the possibility of yoga. You know, it's not just a series of physical practices, but there is a way that we move in our physical body that initiates a whole cascade of other things that come into our body, into our mind, and into our heart. And so that's why yoga is considered the yoking of the mind and the body and the spirit. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for all three of those things. So I'm going to read to you a little bit here. When we begin to open to the grace in our lives, we recognize things in people that we may want for ourselves. We can use this as a gift to help us grow in our spiritual practice, perhaps growing in patience, fortitude, or acceptance. So as we begin today, take a comfortable seat, sitting up, elevating your hips on a folded blanket or on a block such as this. Either way works. Taking the seat of honor, sitting still, perhaps for the first time today, and listen to your breath. Focusing here as a way to settle into the space, begin to feel present. Laying your to-do list aside, let your burdens rest for the time being. You can pick them up later after your practice. As your inner body shines brightly, let your skin relax over that inner radiance. And with your breath, fill up like a cylinder on the inhale. On the exhale, stay tall and full, but release any held tension. Softening the gaze or closing the eyes, begin to follow the length and the breadth and the depth of the breath. With each breath, open yourself to something greater, something bigger, moving beyond that limited concept of yourself. Yoga can teach you to love yourself from the inside out. It's a reminder that each time you step onto your yoga mat, you're already perfect exactly the way you are. We step into the grace that flows around us, remembering that our very essence, we are divine. So setting your own personal intention today by bringing the hands to the heart, like we like to say, bringing your hands into the present moment. Pausing here with the breath. And then when you're ready, come onto all fours onto your mat. So bringing the hands under the shoulders and curling the toes under so the knees are under the hips. Inhale to this cow pose and exhale to this cat pose. Move yourself around here. Using the breath, you can be a little playful if you want and to explore. Pressing your fingertips down, dragging your hands back on the inhale. Pushing your hands forward isometrically on the exhale. Go back and forth here one more time. Good, and come back to a flat back. Take the toes out to the right side of your mat. Turn and look over your right shoulder, breathing into the whole left side. Come over to the left side. Filling in the whole right side with the breath. Good, and come back to center. Let's thread the needle. Take the right hand over onto the left side between the left knee and the left forearm. Coming onto the right shoulder and the side of the head. Staying with the breath here. Deep inhale, fill yourself up. And exhale, let yourself go.
One more inhale. Exhaling, letting yourself go. Good, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Left hand over toward the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Filling up that cylinder with breath. And even though you're twisted, filling full up and then exhaling fully. Good, and come back to all fours and move yourself around now into a figure 8. And go the opposite way. Little playful here with the breath, exploring. And then we're going to step back, step the knees back one step. Look at your fingers, spread the fingers wide, it's kind of like the rays of the sunshine. You're going to spread your fingers wide. And then draw the inner edge of the elbow up toward the front of your mat. Still pressing the fingertips down, so the fingers are facing forward. Press into the thumb and the index finger and attempt to draw them together, drawing the elbow pits up toward the front of your mat. Push your knees up off the floor. And then move your hips back, lifting the hips up. Do that again now. Come all the way down to your knees. Look at your hands. Press the fingertips down. Push into the hands so the knees come up off the floor. Belly button toward the spine. Push your hips back. Then begin to lift the hips. Your legs may straighten or not, either way. And then bend one leg and then the other. Moving your hips side to side. And then straightening the left leg. Bring the gap between the big toe and the second toe right on the Achilles tendon of the left foot. Attempt to draw that heel down. Good, and then go to the opposite side. So right foot straightens, left foot comes onto the back of the right foot, drawing that heel down. It may not come all the way down to the floor, that's okay. One more deep breath in here. Good, and walk yourself forward, forward fold. Grabbing your block. Enjoy your forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Bring the hands to the heart here. Pause with the breath. And then inhale, rise again, opening the heart, opening the arms, and then exhale, come down to your forward fold. Using the block or walking your fingertips out in front of you, bending both legs, shift your weight onto the right foot, and then pick the left foot up, straightening both legs, coming into the standing split. Don't worry about how far you're going here. Bending both knees again, bring the left foot down, shift your weight to the left side, pick up your right foot, and then straighten both legs. Nose toward your knee, may not be on your knee, but toward the knee. One deep breath in. And then step that right foot back, walk your hands back so they're on either side of your left foot, and drop the back foot down. Inhale. Lift up, drag your right heel or your right knee forward, and then exhale, hands down. Straighten that back leg, step back to downward facing dog. This time we're going to bend the knees and move the hips side to side. Coming back up to a down dog by straightening the legs, pressing through the fingertips. Bring that right foot forward, drop the back knee down, and inhale, rise. Reach the hands down, straighten the back leg, step forward, forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky, inhale and rise. Interlace your hands behind your back, press
Press your knuckles into the low back. You can even grab your shirt or a belt. If you've got your elbows bent, pressing your knuckles into the low back, attempt to straighten your, attempt to separate your hands apart or straighten the arms, or you can come into a forward fold here. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up if you're in a forward fold, and interlace your hands the opposite way. Knuckles into the low back. Again, you can draw on your shirt. You can use a strap. Attempt to pull the strap apart. Straightening the arms or going overhead. And again, we're going to lift halfway up with the breath. And down. And inhale all the way up. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Come down to your forward fold. Hands on either side of your feet. Step the left leg back to deep lunge. And inhale, lift the head and heart forward, bending into that right knee. And exhale, begin to straighten that right leg, moving the hips back and going back and forth here with the breath. Inhale, bend, lift forward. Exhale, attempt to straighten the leg. Let's do one more here. Inhaling, exhaling. And then moving your block out of the way, step back to top of a push-up position. You can always drop your knees down. In either case, we're going to drag the elbows back and the heart forward through the arms, lowering down. Long side body now. Walk your shoulders up out of your pelvis. Walk your legs back and press the tops of your feet down. Drag the hands back. Lift the crown of the head and the heart forward. And release down. Let's do that one more time. Press the tops of the feet down. Lift your inner thighs this time. Scoop the tailbone. Shoulders up and away from the floor. Inhale, lift. Staying here or reaching the arms out to the side or forward. You can even lift the legs. One more challenge would be to drop the right arm, left leg, and switch. I think I'm off the mat here, off the camera, but hands back to the chest. Push back to child's pose. Come up onto your fingertips and attempt to isometrically pull those fingertips toward you as you stay in your child's pose. Flatten the hands, push up to down dog, and then bring that left foot up between your hands, bending into that left knee. Reach the crown of the head forward, and exhale, moving the hips back. Reach the heart toward the knee as you straighten the leg. Do that again. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, lifting the hips high. You may not straighten all the way. Remember, we're working with what we have. Last time, attempting to straighten that front leg. And then step forward, forward fold. You can use your block here, bringing your hands to the mat, or bringing your hands to the hips, either way. Lifting the elbows, pushing down through the feet, and coming all the way up to a standing position. All right, so now we're going to work on a little bit of balance. So, first of all, let's go into tree posture. So standing on the left leg, pick up the right foot, either toes curled under on the floor, the whole foot on the shin, or the whole foot on the inner thigh. Moving the inner thighs back, scoop the tailbone, the base of the spine scoops down a little forward, draw the ribs back, and then hands can be present in that present moment awareness right here, pressing together, or they can reach up toward the sky. Opening the heart, lifting the corners of your mouth. And then even if you sway a little bit, that means you're challenging yourself, right? We don't want to be stuck. We want to be able to be challenged and to move and to maybe bobble a little bit and to lose ourselves, but then we come back. We come back, right? Always come back home. Good, and then release that foot. If you need to touch down, that's fine. Otherwise, interlace your hands around your right knee. Pull that knee in toward you and lift your right toes. Hugging that knee in. Taking that knee out to the side. Touching down if you need to, or cross that right ankle over the left knee. Again, bring your hands into that present moment awareness. Sitting your hips back. Moving your hips back, staying with the breath here. Sometimes this posture makes me a little bit dizzy when I come out of it. So if you get dizzy, always remember we're just going to move to the ground, right? Send your energy down to the earth, physically move to the earth either way. Push down and rise. This time you're going to grab your right ankle. Touch down if you need to. All right, now grab the right ankle, hug the knees together, scoop the tailbone, reach the left arm up here, hugging that heel towards your bum, finding your balance. Good, and release. Shake both legs out, and we'll go on to the other side. All right, we'll see if we can do this on the second side. So tree pose, first of all, your right toes, you want to face forward. Left toes can be on the floor with your heel up your shin, or bring the whole foot to your shin, or up to your inner thigh. It's not on your knee. Moving the thighs back, scoop the tailbone. Pressing in now, hugging into that midline, fixing your gaze up a little bit higher. Draw the ribs back. It's okay if you bobble and weave. It's good to be challenged, right? Yoga is a forever, for the rest of your life, you can be challenged on your yoga mat by honoring your body, challenging yourself. All right, now we're gonna hug the knee. Again, thighs back, scoop the tailbone down that standing leg. Imagine sending strength and power down that standing leg, and lift and open the heart, lift and open the toes. Staying here or taking that knee out to the side. Now, if you were with me yesterday and I mentioned about my piece of plywood, I did find it crossing that right or the left ankle over the right knee. Very funny story. It was under the mattress of my master bedroom. Instead of under the bed, like we asked them to put it, they literally put it under the mattress. So that was a good surprise to find yesterday. Okay, now this is the challenge for me. We're gonna rise up, grab that left ankle, see if we can hug that heel into the bum, hug your knees together. Ah, yes, lift, draw the ribs back, scoop the tailbone. Stay with the breath here. Ah, touch down, shake your legs out. All right, go ahead and lower down onto the mat. And you say thank you very much. All right, we're gonna do a few more things here on the floor. So resting down, take your feet out wide, bring the knees together. This is a constructive rest. Check in with your breath. And then bring your knees up over your ankles and heel, toe your feet together so they're about hip width apart. Press your elbows down, lift the chest. Press down with your palms into the mat, and then lift your hips up. Roll your shoulders underneath you. Lift and separate your toes and feel all four corners, the ball of the big toe, the inner heel, ball of the little toe, and the outer heel. Press those four corners down and scoop the tailbone. And breathe. Press through the back of the head. Nice. Bring your legs up to the sky. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, right knee over the left knee. And then we're gonna open in a twist over to, the knees go to the left, you're gonna look over your right shoulder. And release to the earth. Release what you can. Come up again. Straighten your legs out. Pause here for a breath. This is an awesome posture right here if you've got indigestion or cramps, or your legs are just tired. If you need just a little rejuvenation, you can even put your legs up the wall and rest them on the wall. Very good for a headache. Just almost putting your body in an upside down position rejuvenates very quickly. So now you're going to cross the right knee over the left. Take the knees out to the right. Open the right arm or the left arm out to the left and turn and look over that shoulder. Good, and come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Roll here side to side. And then stretch your legs out long on the mat. We're going to come into our Shavasana position, pressing the elbows down, open the hands, let the toes flop open to the side. And you're going to stay here, and I'm going to come upright so I can read to you. So letting your body go now into this restorative position of Shavasana. I want to read to you an article by the author of Eat, Love, Pray, Elizabeth Gilbert. I actually saw her in person last year. She's amazing. She wrote a book called Committed, A Skeptic Makes Peace with Marriage. She's also written the Eat, Pray, Love, and to be honest, I don't know if she's even got yet another book out because this article is a little bit older. So before she tried yoga, she's writing about her journey with yoga. So just let go and hear these words. I think you'll get a kick out of this. She says, I had been treating my body like a rental car, a mere loaner, a beater, a lemon that existed for no reason whatsoever except to transport my head from place to place so that I could see things, worry about things, think about things, and solve things. And my body got that job done even though I never took care of the thing. Or at least my body usually got that job done, until my chronic back pain would get so bad that it kept me from sleeping and even from going to work when the muscles around my spine were in such deep spasm that I couldn't lift myself up off the carpet. It didn't occur to me that I could ever not have a sore back, but a friend, worried about the increasing episodes of my back pain, had suggested yoga, and what the heck, without giving it any thought, I went. Well, she is a skeptic. I'm kind of summarizing here. She's quite a skeptic, and she's kind of funny about how she talks about that. Well, first of all, she went in a pair of jeans right after she had a piece of pizza. So anyway, she says about an hour into class, and yes, the sweat was running fiercely into her eyes, but there came this moment where something shifted, something lifted. My spine started speaking to me. Oh, my dear, sweet heavenly mercy, please don't stop, for this is what I have always needed, and this is what I will need every day for the rest of my life. Finally, finally, finally. As I lay there, full of longing, full of prayer, full of doubt, full of the wish to be a better human being, full of the daring plea to become the first person in my family's history whose back would not ache every single day, full of the sudden and shocking realization that there was a different kind of intelligence in this life, and it could come to us only through the body. This yoga stuff was not just a possible solution to lifelong back pain, but a revelation, a homecoming, a felt sense of being one with the energetic undercurrent of the universe. Wow. Yoga is not a hobby for me, but a haven. Once I learned the basics of my own yoga, once I had discovered the limitations and needs of my body, I knew that I could always reach my point of perfect practice within someone else's instructional guidance. I have come again and again to yoga classes, tired and burdened and lacking, but something always happens, almost despite my weakness or my resistance. You are not what you believed you were, I told myself that night as I walked home from my first class in my tight jeans and sweaty sweater. And I have learned and relearned that lesson routinely for years now. There always comes that one holy moment, usually somewhere in the middle of class, when I suddenly find that I have shed my pain and failings, and that I have shed my heavenly human mind, and that I have metamorphosed for just an instant into something else. And then I go home again in my own skin to take another stab at living and to try to do it better. And things are better, so much better. And no, my back does not hurt anymore. So friends, you are welcome to stay in your Shavasana position. If what your body is longing for is a little extra relaxation, this is a wonderful time for you to take a couple more moments and then get up when it intuitively strikes you to get up. Otherwise, at this moment, if you are welcome to wiggle your toes and come up and join me in this seated position. In either case, let's just sit here for a few breaths together in silence. Hands together in gratitude for you and thanksgiving for joining me and for this practice that brings us so many gifts. Thank you so much for being here. Blessings.